I've never put out a list of Thanksgiving recipes because each and every food media outlet already publishes one every single year, resulting in a global catalog of millions of best turkeys ever or simplest holiday side dishes. I don't think you need any more recipes. They're out there for you to find. But here are my tips on how to host Thanksgiving. Keep in mind, I'm relatively young, so I'd love to see somebody with decades of experience make this exact video, but from a more seasoned perspective. Mom, you can borrow my camera. In early November, decide on where Thanksgiving is getting hosted. If you're watching this video intently, it must be at your house. Make a list of who's invited, let them know, and see who can't make it. You don't have to get everything etched permanently into stone, but you at least want to get a rough head count. Also, clean your fridge now. You're going to need as much refrigerator space as you can get soon, so early November is the time to throw away old stuff, wipe all of your surfaces down, and make room for all those extra ingredients. Alarmingly, one of the great dangers at Thanksgiving is cross-contamination between foods, so start the month clean. 2 weeks before dinner, find out if any of your guests acquired any new dietary restrictions and if they plan on bringing over any food of their own. Every side dish, drink, and dessert that someone else brings to your house is one less that you have to orchestrate. Use this information to plan what you want to make and then write down a menu and stick to it. Thumb through all of your websites and magazines and Instagrams early and write your menu down on paper. Coming down to one finalized menu can bring a lot of peace since you can rest easy knowing that you've got a solid arrangement of dishes planned out, even if some hot new TikTok pie goes viral and tempts you into calling an audible. Having a menu solidified now is good because you are going to need to grocery shop for Thanksgiving at least twice. There is no way around it. 2 weeks before is a good time to get all the stuff that doesn't need to be purchased right before the meal. The butter that can chill in the freezer, the frozen turkey that takes a week to thaw, and the wine that can sit in the pantry until it's showtime. Your menu is going to depend heavily on how many people are coming, and if you're really at a loss as to where to start, here's a basic template to get you thinking. 2 or 3 days before dinner, this is the point at which you should grocery shop one last time for all the fresh stuff like herbs, veggies, milk, and cream. The grocery store will be crazy, and a lot of stuff might be sold out, but at least you're not shopping on the day of. Those are the grocery trips that can really change a man. Now is also a good time to set the table, especially if you got to bring out the folding tables and extra seating to accommodate a big group in an otherwise small number of eaters' household. There's this really old BA video about how to set the table with unfussy linen tablecloths and napkins, and I pretty much follow that logic every year, more or less. I'll link it in the description. 1 day before dinner, start cooking the make-ahead dishes. Cranberry sauce, salad dressings, mac and cheese. These are all things that can be done ahead of time. I'm not good at baking, so I buy frozen dinner rolls that defrost in the fridge all day and then proof on the countertop, so this is when I do those sorts of tasks. Prep the stuff that needs to get chopped, minced, or meased, and store everything in clearly labeled containers. Season your meats a day early so that they're extra flavorful after an overnight dry brine. After you're done, take notes of what else needs to be done tomorrow and assign a time to everything. How much oven time does the stuffing need? Can it bake with anything else at the same temperature? On Thanksgiving Day, it can be incredibly difficult to manage all of your time mentally, so having a notepad with reference times can confirm whether or not you get into the weeds. Before bed, lay everything that you will need out on the countertops. Food processors, spices, breadcrumbs, all the things that you are used to hunting for can be laid out to save precious time on the big day. Thanksgiving morning. Wake up, eat a filling breakfast, order a good lunch to get delivered to your house in a few hours. Start as soon as you're able to, but do whatever you can to make sure that you don't get sleepy, hangry, or drunk halfway into dinner preparation as you sweat over the stove and sip wine all day. Put on some good, energizing music. This is supposed to be the fun part. People are gonna filter in early, and it's no fun to come to a party where the host is freaking out over roasted carrots. Put your guests to work on simple tasks if you need to give them something to do. If you prefer to do everything alone, put a snack out in some common area for everybody to nosh on so that they don't wander into your kitchen and pick at your work and get in the way. Don't worry about things needing to be hot at the perfect time. You can always warm things up in the oven. Don't try to rearrange all of your timetables in the heat of the moment. Trust your schedule that you wrote last night and come to peace with anything that doesn't make it to the table. 1 hour before dinner. By now, at least some people have definitely arrived early, so at least start enlisting help outside of the kitchen. Have people light the candles, open the wine, and start tidying up. Put takeout containers out by the front door in the living room now so that later on when people start leaving, you don't have to get up to pack a to-go box for them. By the way, you'll never see these containers again, so you might want to hit Dollar Tree instead of giving away all of your nice glass containers. By dinner time, your work is done. Put food on the table and let people start passing it around. Don't harsh the vibe by doing that home chef thing where you apologize for certain foods not looking or tasting the way that you expected. Everything is fine. Get a good playlist running so that you don't have to futz with the music every 15 minutes. I like hip, down-tempo beats, so Majestic Casual and Colors Berlin are always good places to look if you need to find an hours-long playlist in a pinch. If you have an equalizer built into your system, you can get really crazy with it and dial down the mid to high frequencies so that there's auditory space left in the room for the sounds of conversation, but now we're just being nerds about it. Relax and enjoy the fruits of your labor. Try not to get everybody too drunk and yelling at each other about ivermectin, but if that's what it comes to, that's what Thanksgiving's all about these days. You did your job as the provider of food, and you should be proud of any outcome. When you do get tired of your guests, use cleanup time as an opportunity to kick people out. Phrases like, does anybody want me to pack them up some food to go? Or, I better start cleaning up, are pretty universal get the hell out of my house signals. That's it. Those are all my tips, and I hope they help. If you aren't hosting Thanksgiving and are instead going to someone else's house, all I can suggest is that you bring something nice over, don't pick or engage in any fights, and just try to offer to clean up afterwards, insisting once and only once if they deny. One more thing. I don't want you having to come back and listen to this video for 5 minutes every week to check in on your progress, so screenshot this timeline and keep it in your back pocket this month. In exchange for all of the watch time and engagement I just saved you, please rewatch my entire catalog and comment on each video 100 times. It's called Giving Thanks. Ever heard of it? Made In has paid to be mentioned at the end of this video. Made In produces professional quality cookware for those who love to cook. They have so many products, and they did send me a very nice 10-inch non-stick pan, but when they asked what else I wanted to be sent, I actually chose the 4-pack of red wine glasses. I'm not deep enough into wine lore to understand how certain slight variations in shapes are supposed to alter the experience, but I do know that a fancy glass, to me, makes even the cheapest commodity wine feel a little bit more special. Anyway, if you are looking for wine glasses with which to deck your Thanksgiving dinner table, these look really nice, and for thin glass, they are surprisingly durable. They are even dishwasher safe. Right now, Made In is offering viewers 15% off of their first order. I have been assured that this is the best discount available anywhere online for Made In products. Go to madeincookware.com/Shaquille for 15% off of your first order.